Joseph Johnson,
Ian Ray John,
Muhammad Kudu Abubakar,
Jumbo Yusuf.
My name is Kirian Umaya.
Here in NTA, we're working very hard to make sure that everything we broadcast is accurate and up to date. Misinformation spreads very fast.
The social media has been a huge conveyor of misleading information from one individual to another, then to another set of groups. In a short while, it goes viral, and before you know it, it is all over the world.
There have been several misleading information on coronavirus COVID-19. Recently, the misconception of 5G as a cause of coronavirus is becoming widespread. Another is the belief that hot beverages and alcoholic drinks are internal cleanser for COVID-19, thereby leading to excessive consumption of these drinks.
The use of local concoctions as treatment for COVID-19 are yet to be scientifically proven. However, there has been several theories about the efficacies of these concoctions. We should stay safe and denounce all manner of fake news and misleading information on COVID-19.
For medical advice, go on the WHO website, Nigeria Center for Disease Control NCDC website, or stick with the advisories from the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 or other authentic official sources. NTA is one of them.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take his pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys, they're not ready to marry.
Yes. See if she wants to ask something. No, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
coronavirus, where the nickname na COVID-19, it not be big man who sickness, so if it catch anybody, according to World Health Organization, WHO, where then they call WHO, make I show you how the disease they take spread.
Oga travel go abroad, come back with symptoms of COVID-19 infection. As he land for airport, driver go carry and come house. In wife and pikin welcome am. Cook arrange food for Oga. Houseboy and housegirl pack Oga load enter house. Now so Oga begin spread this infection to him people. Driver go mechanic workshop, go spread am. Cook go open market to go buy one or two things. She go spread am too. Even house cleaner go back her house, go spread the same infection. Now so this coronavirus begin take style dey spread from family to we country people.
So therefore, make we join hands obey all the instructions wey government and our medical people don give us. So wash your hands with water and soap regularly, or use hand sanitizer. No go join body for where people gather plenty. Maintain social distancing. Above all, stay una house as government don advise. Stop unnecessary waka about, so make we not spread this virus.
Coronavirus, no be only big man like me they catch you. If it catch anybody, even poor man yourself if it get am. So make we join hand together, take stop with this deadly disease where they kill our people and they never get the cure.
Together we go overcome. If we do all the things wey dem tell us to do.
All
right, I told you that this show today is all ladies affair. I have two people actually. One is going to walk in a little while, and one is already seated. You already got himself. So say hello.
Hi, bonjour.
Oh, bonjour again. And in French, like your name depicts, we have a way of inviting people to eat. To say, viens manger, right?
Yes.
Come and eat.
Yes, like
okay. So viens manger, biscuitite. Okay. So if you wonder why I'm talking about food, the topic today is COVID and proper feeding. A lot of times the doctors have told us severally, even before now, the importance, they keep stressing it, the importance of proper feeding in every person, young, old,
whatever age.
Everybody alike. And I think without the doctors actually saying it, the nature has expressed it, because when a woman gives birth, naturally, the breast milk flows.
Sure.
And the first one that comes out, they say is the most. Yes. Just took it off my mouth.
Yes.
So, and it's so rich.
Yes.
It's so rich that about everything a child needs. It has antibodies, it has antibiotics, it has everything a child needs. That's to tell us that right from nature that it's important we feed well.
Yes, that's true.
And the breast milk, I still say it's so balanced that even if a child does not drink water, even if a child does not eat anything, of course they don't get to eat any other thing, they know how to survive on it. Another thing that I find amazing is there was no tutorial while the child was in the womb. There was no tutorial as it dropped out from the mother's cervix. Somehow the child knows how to feed. It came from nature. For me, it's still the fact that feeding is important. Have you observed the pattern of feeding as at now?
Well, post-COVID,
when you sit, make sure you hide this.
Okay. It's been very poor. In fact, during COVID it was even worse. There was some things going on social media, what to have in your house, the basics like spaghetti, sachet tomatoes, and things like that. I'll call them refined foods. Is against having fresh tomatoes and whole grain rice and other healthy foods, beans and all of that.
Whole grain rice has to be Nigerian rice. So.
Oh wow, our rice is good. So the thing is, people had to just eat to survive, and a lot of people gained weight. You can't be eating spaghetti, bread, especially when it's just refined bread instead of whole wheat bread. You put on a lot of weight. So, and then of course people were indoors with less activity, so many people gained weight. Some are still battling on how to lose the weight even up till now, but then I was conscious of it. Even though I watched what I ate, I did gain a little bit of pounds. So I began to work out even within the confines of my house. I was doing some yoga and all of that. I don't want to be skinny, but then I want to have flesh in the right places.
It's
so
definitely not African.
So
to be skinny.
Nutrition is key. It's not about being a pack of bones if you are not created to be one, but being healthy and then looking good. Because the truth is, if you're healthy, even your brain functions differently, you sleep differently, and even your mood is different, So food is important. It is important.
It's amazing. Maureen is just joining us. Maureen, how are you?
Good morning.
Okay, we're just talking about your line of field. And let me even start by asking, you had to go out on emergencies. So somebody blocked you or something?
No. There was a traffic on the road, but it was caused by an accident that happened earlier in the day, yes. So it was a complete shutdown. Everybody was on standstill for more than an hour. So I had to just maneuver to get to this place.
I hope nobody died.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. It's better that way.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the traffic officers were there too.
Yeah.
I doff my hat to
Road
them.
safety,
they really work hard. Yes.
All
right, thank you. I know you're a nutritionist and you have done a lot of things around food, and you get to share some of those tips for us. But we were just, munching ourselves around on a post-lockdown and all that. And she talked about how she gained weight. For me, I try to do more of, veggies during that period. I try to do more of fruits, about that period, because it's not easy to really work out, especially.
It's true. Well, the thing is, if you're balanced, a little bit of workouts, a little bit of right food, then you see amazing results, and then the right minerals too. Did you know that the consumption of vitamin B actually helps with your metabolism? Because that's the vitamin. Oh, it's a mineral. No, it's a vitamin.
It's a vitamin.
It's a vitamin. Well, so it helps to break down food and improve your metabolism. So sometimes just popping just one a day, one tablet a day does a whole lot. It helps with the metabolism and then increases your energy levels. So eating the right thing is proper. Now the good thing is, after I gained the weight, I was able to lose it. I disciplined myself, and I felt like there was too much carbs and starch and everything in my system. I felt full and bloated, seriously. So I just decided, okay, you know what? I'm going on a fruit fast. So for a month, I didn't eat no carbohydrates, a little bit of protein, but just fruits and veggies and raw. So
all of it raw.
Yes, raw. So I lost.
I like to blend some of mine.
I ate it like that. It feels me up better. So after a while, I wasn't looking for cooked food, and I got used to it, and so I lost so much weight. And then everybody started complaining, "Oh my God, I didn't recognize you." I'm like, "Oh dear." I think I need to add some muscle. Yes, a little bit of muscle. So I began to eat protein, and then now nobody's complaining.
They're saying they owe you. Now, talking about eating and eating right, I know with or without COVID is actually essential for a lot of things.
It is.
My concern is the children.
Okay.
All of us are mothers.
Yeah.
And at one stage, my house, even up till now, my 20-year-old still finds it difficult to take vegetables.
That's
we need to do a lot of bargaining, Even when you make fried rice, if you're not watching, she's going to remove all the green things, the color things, and eat only her rice. So there's always a lot of bargaining going on. Let me talk to Maureen. It's your area. How do we begin to ensure our children, take enough vegetables, because they actually need it?
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much for that, Christian. The thing about children and vegetable, I would say, is parents find it difficult to introduce their children to veggies at the early stage. Even when you try, they don't always like vegetables. Like my son, he's 7. He actually likes vegetables, but I didn't teach him how to do that. It was something he started early with. Yeah, so anytime we make salad, because I make a lot of salads at home on Sundays, and then he wants salad. He prefers salad to rice, right? Yes, that's my son for you. Yeah. So I think sometimes these children just pick it up naturally, while other times you need to help them, introduce them by, telling them the importance of having these, vegetables and how nourishing it is to the body and all of that. I think parents, mothers especially, it's their role now, because you're always with your children. Because, when you teach children certain things, it sticks with them. They say, okay, I need to look fresh and I need to take vegetables. Those little things. Introduce them quite early, and that's it for them.
What she actually said makes a lot of sense. Children like beautiful things.
Yeah.
So when they see, this person is beautiful, he said, okay, that's because she takes a lot of vegetables.
Then they want to adopt it.
They want to do it because there's something about it.
But what are the ways we can actually cook them? You talked about salad now, but not everybody will want to eat salad like 2, 4, 7. What are the ways we can make, especially our local vegetables, because they are very rich in the B complex you talked about. How can we begin to, make them look good?
Okay, so for me, my son loves chicken a lot. So I do a lot of chicken salad for him because there's meat inside. So for him, the meat is the catch. So you may want to know what your child loves. If they love beef, for instance, you may want to make it like suya, shredded beef and stuff. Have it in the salad. That will also make them want to eat. You understand? So you need to just study the children or your child or your children, as the case may be, and introduce them to that thing they love. And then introduce it to the food. There's no pattern to food, right? Food is not even rocket science. It depends on how you design your food. So you can just come up with something interesting and then get the children.
It becomes your own recipe.
Yeah, it becomes your recipe. Yeah, there's no one way to it. Yeah.
You know, you actually reminded me of when I tried to make them eat unripe plantain. That's one thing children don't like.
That's true.
But I felt they needed it, and I was looking for ways of doing it. I said, okay, they like fish. So I had to get fish fillet.
Yeah.
They like okra. I had to, you know, dice the okra, make it look really romantic. You know? And put in a little bit of shrimps and all that. So there was the unripe plantain. Then I had to sweeten it a little bit with a little bit of sweet potato and a little ripe plantain. So before they realized what was happening, they were ingesting and packing, you know, this, and it was quite slimy. You know, because of the okra in it. So it was easy for them to you know, but I see a lot of mothers who would rather beat a child.
Oh yes, the force feeding is either they beat them up or they just force them. I've seen when I was younger, I saw an older woman, you know, an elderly woman feeding a little child with pap. And that was in my mom's village, and she had the child. You know, the head was somewhere on her knee, and then the legs were tucked under her.
It's a lie.
Yes, tucked under her arms, and then she's, you know, positioned her hand like a cup, and then positioned the child's head there, and then kept feeding the child that way. You know, and then if the child wasn't drinking, she'll block
the nose.
One nostril.
Wow.
Yes, with her finger. And then when he couldn't breathe, he would sip it in. You know, he'll literally gulp it in, and then she'll push. And I found her like, I'm like, Mom, that's terrible. Why is she doing that? Oh my God, Mommy, help. You know, and my mom said the child doesn't want to eat and she doesn't want her child to die. So that's the way to go. You know, that's just what they do in the villages.
How old was this child?
Maybe less than a year. Most likely less than a year. But I found that very... I don't know the proper words to use, but I was so afraid for the child. I felt like the child was going through so much pain, you know, and all of that. And I was weeping at some point at a corner. I just felt, how could I rescue this child? Well, I was a child myself, so
I've seen that happen a number of times too,
especially
in the market. Yes,
in the market,
most of these local women, that's how they feed their children. You know, because they are busy, they want to just eat and then let them continue whatever they're doing. They just force you.
It was terrible at the time.
You know, there is always an alternative. For every food category, there is an alternative. That's my take. As much as I like the lentils, the legumes, you know, they have different families. They have different members of one family. So if my child can't take the regular beans,
take another one.
I'm Igbo, you can try the okwa.
Exactly.
You know, so if you can't take the okwa, there could be another one.
Exactly, within that family.
Yes, and even the green beans still has a bit of a potato protein in it. The green peas and all that. So if the person is not taking this, you can do this. You know, some people. I remember my sister does not like the egg. Yes, especially if you have to boil egg.
Oh, wow.
So instead of you to give her the boiled egg, give her even up till now, and she's somehow affecting her child too.
Oh dear.
Because she will make the egg and remove the yolk, wash the white one and eat. So the other one she piles it. So the child begins to
naturally copy.
So I still think, like you said, the women are mostly the ones with their children. We have a lot of roles. to play.
Yeah, we have direct influence on these children when it comes to food and choice of food until they get to a certain age where, but then we shouldn't let our choice of food affect theirs.
Exactly.
We should also factor in their own choices. So if, for instance, I don't eat beans, my first daughter eats beans, that's her favorite food.
You don't like beans?
I don't even try it. No, I don't eat beans.
Well, how did you get all these heights?
I don't know. I don't know. But I don't like beans, seriously. I don't like anything beans. But I can eat moi moi. So I rather process it and make it moi moi.
You can eat akara too.
Very well.
Okay.
No,
so that's the other way. That's just what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
if you can't
so
do this,
yeah, exactly.
you can make it this way. From the
else,
same beans, you can do. Actually,
moi.
they say the moi moi is a better alternative.
Why?
You know,
Why?
for the beans.
Okay.
Because it's healthier, better than akara. Akara comes fried.
With oil, yeah.
So it's better. So what I was actually trying to buttress was the fact that some of us mothers, we want to watch our weight.
Yeah.
And in eating, we dish our food separately. Give a child what we think is good for the child, and we take our own. Your child is watching you. You make that semo, you make that pounded yam, you make that eba, whatever it is, with your vegetable soup, and you give to the child. Then you go aside and begin to scoop your vegetable soup to eat.
Yeah.
And ask the child to take the swallow and eat. This is actually an experience because you want to watch it. The child said, no, I'm not going to eat this. Every day you give me swallow. You don't eat the swallow. You just lick the soup. And your soup is more than my own. And you take 3 pieces of meat and you give me only 1 piece. You know, if we mothers understand that the children learn mostly from what they see, not even what you tell them.
Yeah.
Now, as they're seeing you, we begin to also talk to them as to how to help them, you know, understand what they are seeing, process it properly. It helps. So that way you can actually make this food.
Yeah.
Instead of dishing separately, put it on the table.
For everyone.
Make varieties.
Yeah, and then again, I think blood group plays a major role in choosing certain foods that we should eat. A blood group O would not digest whole wheat the way another blood group would. But then I like it because it's healthy and then it keeps me full and then I don't have to eat junk and all of that and then gain unnecessary weight. As a child, I didn't like eating. I was so skinny. So it's amazing that I have all these flesh in the right places. My parents thought it was a problem. But that was what my body could carry at the time. So I had days where my mom would say, you know what? If you don't finish your food, don't stand up. And I'll be there for 2 hours. And you know what I'll do? I'll take maybe pounded yam. Till days, I don't like it anymore. I'll take pounded yam and then flatten it and then put soup in the middle and then roll it. And then roll it and then pretend I was eating a sausage roll. Yes, because I'll make it long and like, this sausage roll is so nice, you know. And I'll take another one and then make it in the shape of a meat pie.
That's a lot of work.
And then I'll fill it off with soup. And then I'm like, this meat pie is so just to be able to finish the food, you know. So those are ways I survived. But the thing is, my body couldn't take too much. The point I'm making is you don't need to force a child to eat too much. Watch the child. If you see that the child is doing well mentally, schoolwork is okay, they function okay, and they're not, weak or something, don't make the child eat too much. Because I would eat and then be tired, and then sometimes I'll go and throw up. Yes, it bothered me. Yeah, I couldn't take it. But I was so skinny, and it was a problem to them. My mom felt like, people would think maybe she's not looking after me enough and all of that. But that wasn't it. That was what my body could carry, And then, like my sister, she wouldn't say anything. She would just force it all in a hurry, and then force it all out in a hurry. Yeah, she just goes to the back of the house, and then, oh my God, I feel better now. You know, then I'll be struggling. I'm like, oh, I'm too full. I'm too full. And she's like, I'm like, oh, I want to throw up. She said, just throw up, you know? And then I'll
You followed her?
Yes, I didn't need to force myself. I'll just throw up. So we need to be sure that we're not making the children eat too much.
Yes, it's important because invariably, I still think it's not about the portion,
quantity, yes,
but
the
quantity
quality
is a quality.
Trust me, the quality was good, but she had a problem with the fact that I was skinny.
I still
most parents are like that.
Most parents behave that way.
Yes.
They just feel like if a child is
I have a 14-year-old
skinny,
that is very skinny but very tall as well.
Exactly.
But he eats a lot.
Exactly.
You see that just
eats a lot. Like anytime he's at home, oh God, you have to cook.
Wow. So that's the thing. We need to
but
also.
Then
be
at the end
cautious.
of the day, he's still, because he does a lot of gym as well. He works
So he's
out.
burning it.
Yeah, he burns it actually. Yeah.
Nice.
So what I think is, for breakfast, for instance, we should ensure we
Breakfast
do
has to be
away.
healthy.
Breakfast for me is the most important meal
of the day. It is.
Not even dinner. We should ensure that we take away a lot of junks. I see breakfast tables these days coming with almost everything pre-made, from the cereals to the milk to the sugar. You know, nothing. Even the eggs that may come up, you know, are still done the wrong way. Just pour it on the fire, fry it, and bring it out. You know,
with nothing added.
Nothing. Do we bother to actually ensure that the eggs come with other things? You can just fry one egg and add a lot of veggies, tomatoes, and
make it
what
really
do you call
interesting and colorful.
Spring onion.
Yes.
You know, a lot of spices.
It's colorful. It also looks nice and tastes nice.
It looks nice
and
as
then
well.
it does a lot of nice things for your body.
So if I just have that, maybe 2 eggs, probably fried if I want it that way, with all those vegetables and a cup of coffee, I'm good to go for the day. And then for a child too, if whether or not the child gets to eat maybe brunch or whatever, it doesn't really matter. That's okay. A little bit of carb, like the bread, you know, added onto it. By the time we do lunch, I think that's the worst hit in most homes I've observed. We make our pot of soup once a month. Do you know that? Some people actually make soup once a month.
Yes.
Put it up in the freezer.
Yes, and then
there is the pumpkin. There is the other vegetables inside there. You know, freezing up and you know,
just
thawing
defrost when
and
they need it.
all of that. At the end of the day, I ask myself, am I eating soup or eating manure?
Good question. No, that's a good question, because the truth is a lot of nutrients would have evaporated. So you're left with just chaff and maybe something that tastes a little bit nice, because it won't taste as good as the freshly made one. You know, so I think that's also because of our busy schedules, but it shouldn't last for up to a month.
But I would encourage mothers, or parents, whoever that does the cooking, to, you know, prepare your food halfway if you're too busy, right? So there's something I call soup base. I don't know what other people call it. I just make soup base, yes. So I have my stock, everything all cooked together. And then I'll put in the freezer. So I want to make vegetable soup, for instance. It's easy. I just scoop from it, put there, and then put my fresh vegetables and serve. I want to make a egusi, for instance. I still scoop from there. Turn it to egusi soup. That way you're having fresh food in your homes. Instead of keeping food for too long. I don't really fancy it. I don't really like those kind of arrangements. So I rather you keep your soup base, you know, and then use them the way you want. That way you even have varieties at home. So you come in at night, you know, okay, I'm making vegetables. You just buy your fresh vegetables and then cut and have it freshly made. I'm sure your husband, some husbands don't eat stale food.
No.
So yes, some don't.
It's not even husband, some wives like me.
You don't
I don't eat overnight food.
Okay.
My food has to be made that day.
But stew, I don't have a problem with keeping stew in my fridge.
So stew can actually, do you have stew base?
No, you can't do base. But what I do is I don't put my protein inside my stew. I just, for instance, if I want cooked beef, for instance, I have it. And I want fried beef, I have it in the freezer. I have chicken, sometimes I pepper my chicken, I just keep it there. just pick from it and serve with the stew. But I don't like stew protein inside stew. It doesn't work well for me. It becomes after a while.
Okay, it becomes soft after
a while. So you don't want to.
All right, but another thing I observe is, have you gone to the market and you try to buy vegetable, and then somebody says, the one that amazed me, the lady didn't actually ask me.
She just
I told her, she said slicing it. I was like, what are you doing? She said, is your vegetable?
Yeah.
I said, no.
I need to wash.
She said, no, ladies coming here, we cut for them. I said, not me. You know, I am this very local girl that likes to make her vegetable by herself. You know, so what's your take? I mean,
well, my mom used to say that I saw that happen in the market, and then I think I did that one day and brought it home.
You did?
Yes, I did. And I was excited. I was like, oh, Mom, I found something new. See, look at this. It's so tiny, so nicely chopped. And she was like, why did you do that? I said, I mean, it's easier. I just need to wash it now. And then she said, you're literally washing away the nutrients.
Exactly.
I was just like, oh, really? And she's like, yes. So, I mean, she's a nurse, so I learned from her that is an easy way to just eat chaff.
Not just chaff. Sometimes they don't, because they don't wash it.
Yeah,
and you don't know the process this thing came through. You see the way they manage, these vegetables, conveying it from one spot to another. You don't know the processes, and sometimes they match these things.
Yes.
So you want to wash it, properly. Because if you don't do that, sometimes when you cook with it, you discover that you have sand or part in your food.
So
you practically eat sand as well. So your food is practically dirty.
I know,
yes.
In washing it, the fresh vegetables. Now I know you are supposed to wash before you chop, right? Okay, so in washing it, how do we go about it? I hear some people say use the white vinegar. Some say use salt. What's the best one?
I don't know. I use salt. Yeah, either of the two. I use salt actually because I grew up, knowing my mom uses salt, so I grew up knowing that's what works for us. So I use salt and I use a lot of water. Yes. Like I can waste water washing vegetables because I waste water watching vegetables and meat. Oh God, I can stay 1 hour washing them. That's me. So just when I'm washing,
sure it's super clean.
Yes, because meat, if I see any, God, I'm not able to eat it. So I take time to wash meat. And before now, nobody washes meat for me. I have to be the one to do it. Otherwise, I won't eat that meat. But having, trained my children on how to, my daughter is even worse off. Because she takes now, be the one to say, please, it's okay. Just give it to me. Good. Because she learned it over the years that this is how I do that. So what we do actually, we're doing things without knowing how much influence we have on our children, especially the girl child. So
there's something I'm listening to and I'm enjoying it. You talked about your mom doing something and you picked up. Your mom did something, you picked up, and then you're passing on, or you already passed on to your girl child. And of course, I'm sure you're also passing on to the boys one.
Exactly.
Because we're not into that generation where the boys can't
to get them in the kitchen. It's not easy.
Well,
it's
doable.
It's not easy, but I'm trying to really do that. Yeah, like sometimes I tell him go cut. The worst is wash the dishes. This boy can cry the whole day. Just doesn't like it. He rather cleans the whole house than to wash the dishes.
Then that's where he's strength.
And then that's the only thing he knows how to do. Indomie. He cooks only Indomie. Any other thing outside Indomie, he doesn't want to do it.
But just Indomie for I know that the small pack has almost 700 calories, and some people, do as much as 2 to 3 of that in a day.
Daily.
And because of a preservative, I'm not sure if it's that okay.
If it's so healthy.
As a nutritionist or as an expert here, how do we begin? Because children like it. Some adults just don't know how to go about without this. How do we begin to beef it up to ensure that it's healthy enough for us?
All right. So, it depends on how you make your Indomie now. It's a processed food, unlike every other processed food out there. So you want to add some natural things like vegetables to it to make it more interesting and even very, nutritious to us. So the way I do my Indomie is I use tomatoes. I use carrots, I use peas, I use all manner of vegetables in my, and then I have boiled egg on the side to complement it. So that way I reduce the quantity. The raw egg.
The raw egg, can I pour raw egg inside as well?
Some people, it depends on what works for you. Some people put raw egg inside, but I boil my egg. I don't even use eat Indomie with fried egg. I eat indomie with boiled egg on
Seems
the
like
side.
you prefer boiled eggs fried egg.
Yes, I like fried egg, but not for indomie.
Oh, really?
Not for indomie. Yes.
So you're picky when it comes to food.
Yes.
Continue. You're talking about how to make your noodles?
Yes. So I put all the vegetables in there, and then I have my boiled egg on the side. That way, you reduce the quantity of the processed food, which is indomie, and then you have more of vegetables. You know, this is you not able to, stay without indomie. So instead of not eating at all, you have little quantity of it. Like, I can't eat more than one indomie. Yes, no, I don't even like indomie, but if I must eat it, has to be little quantity of indomie and more vegetables than with my boiled egg.
All right,
Speaking of which, I haven't had indomie in a very long while.
You're not going to talk about eating noodles now.
No, I'm just thinking about the indomie thing. I haven't had it in a very long while. I think I like the fact that I've been able to discipline myself not to eat it. Yeah, I could just pass by and not even bother. But before now, I had a background abroad, so noodles was the way to go. Very easy and all of that. But
a quick fix.
but my mom was very good. I must commend her always. She was very good at making sure that we ate healthy all the time. My dad, the same thing. Those junk, she sounded junk into my ears early. My dad would say, "You are what you eat." So if you eat healthy, you're healthy. If you eat junk, then you are junk. I'm like, no, I don't want to be junk, so I would eat less of it. No matter how much of it I wanted, I could restrain myself from having too much of it.
Even your child is what you eat as a mother. Is granted the child, it has some genetic inclinations, but those genetic inclinations can also be influenced
by what
positively by what the mother does, especially at during the 9 months in the child is in your womb. Naturally, women have this craving for junks when they are pregnant. A lot of us. But if you remember that you're actually on assignment for somebody, if you remember that when this assignment is out, it's going to be a human being. And if you didn't do well, you don't need anybody to tell you that. It's going to be looking at you on the face, So this child is going to become a nonentity tomorrow because the mother refused to eat the right things, So this child is going to have a very nasty skin because you were busy taking ice cream and other things that are not very good for you. So this child is not going to grow very tall because as a mom, you refuse to eat enough protein, calcium, or calcium and all that. The child comes out with a lot of bad bone and all that because it refuses to take your folic acid and all that. So it's important, even when the child is still in the womb, we do the right feeding. And I always advise everybody, it's not easy to actually keep track. So write it.
That helps. That helps.
It doesn't matter. In a day, what did I eat? Try to write what you ate and find out did I fit into all those classes of food and all that. If I didn't, then I have to do everything and redirect myself the next day. By the way, some people are writing, let's not be rude.
Okay.
And get to share our time with the people who are watching us. Hello, good morning. I am Jeffat by name. Does vegetable really have an effect in the body more than the fish? And how many eggs can one eat in a day? Maureen, I think I'll leave you to do this one.
Oh dear. Okay. I'll recommend you eat at least one egg a day as an adult. Yeah, and then vegetables and proteins, is that fish? They are both vitamins. You need vitamins. You need protein. So you both need
different.
Yeah,
roles.
They play
so
different
one
roles.
can't replace the other.
You can replace. So you need all of them in your system. So you need to have a lot.
I recall once somebody was asking a question. He said, "What cream do I use to make my skin
look glow?"
I said, "Why don't you do a combo of pineapple, pawpaw, orange, and all that, and do a bit of avocado pear?" She practically took it literally.
Okay.
Went in, bought the papaya.
And began to rub on her skin?
Began to rub on her skin.
Oh, wow.
And it worked?
And nothing, it didn't really, there was not much of a difference. She came back and was like, what you told me didn't work. I said, what did you do? She told me, I said, are you crazy? You're supposed to ingest. You're supposed supposed to eat it.
So did she blend it up like a paste and then she used to rub on her skin?
I said, just like you said, you are what you eat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not some ladies spend money buying
Cream.
all expensive cream.
Doesn't
Somebody
work.
bought a cream of 600,000. I'm like, please, I need to buy a plot of land. Can I borrow your plot? And with that 600,000, I know what I can do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, into my system.
Yeah.
I'll get to even look good enough and you know, feel good enough.
Invest it and then, you know, turn it around.
So it's not about the quality, the cost of a cream you use. You know, it's not about the number, the type of soap you use. It's all about
It starts from inside.
If you're not feeding well, if you wake up in the morning and you tell me because you have money, you buy maybe 6 eggs, like somebody asked, make a cup of chocolate and milk, and then maybe plenty of bread you eat. That's good one. Then in the afternoon, you get to swallow that egusi soup and gari.
Oh, wow.
Then in the night, you eat, you know, all those fried yam and all that.
I can hear that person's liver crying already. No, but seriously, you know that the liver is like, it's the organ that detoxifies the body. And you just have one liver. It has so much to do. It detoxifies, it separates nutrients and all of that. It sends some things into the blood, removes some things from the blood and all of that, and then passes it through other organs before it's passed out. Now, how many people know that they need to take care of their liver? So that's where it starts. Do you know, when you see someone with good skin, you could tell that the person's liver is also okay. If you see patches and all kinds of things, it's a sign that your liver is suffering. Yeah, a lot of people have fatty liver and they have no idea of what that is. They don't even know that they need to be cautious. You know, so things like whole grain has a way of mopping up cholesterol from the system. Beans can do that, ginger can do that, and garlic as well. But then vegetables are very important for a good functional liver. Carotene from your carrots and a whole lot of minerals are very important for the liver. So the thing is, even if you don't like vegetables so much, try to take one cucumber. Yes, take a cucumber in the morning, take one at night. You'll see a whole difference. Even your skin will look different.
You know what you're saying, you see, I tell people, if you don't like a particular thing, try it in another way. For instance, in front of us here now, we have the peanuts. And I may not, I particularly may not do that peanut because the oil is still fully there. Which is why we always make a provision for, this is kuli. You know, I can munch almost the whole of this, you know, the whole day, because
that's
the oil
processed,
is, I still have all the fiber in it, but without the oil that I'm scared of. So, but there are people who can tolerate the oil, so you go ahead. I don't, so I go for this instead.
I do both.
But generally, what I'm trying to say is, if you can't take this, there are a lot of people don't know that sweet potato is also a vegetable.
It is,
and it has
and it's full of fiber.
Yes, it's full of fiber. You know, it has beta carotene, like you mentioned. So if you don't like carrots, you can actually go on this, and it's
you have the supplements. It's supplementing something else. So it's important. And then water. We tend to neglect water.
Water is key.
Yes, water is
It does
key.
A lot to the skin as well.
It does. If you're able to take water...
When you don't even drink enough water, have you noticed the color of your urine?
Yellow. Yellow. And you feel tired. You don't function the way you should. If you have water first thing in the morning, first off, it flushes out all the toxins that's laid in your system while you were asleep and all of that. So you flush it out. Just take, you know, this is enough. You know, if you're able to finish this, jog on one spot for 15 minutes and see what happens. You sweat, you pee, the pee will be light, and then you feel good because it just gets everything working. And then better still, if it's a little bit warm or tepid, it works better. But then if you can't do that, at least room temperature.
Okay. You do know that room temperature. I'm trying to learn it.
I've learned it. I'm used to it now.
Water has to be.
I used to chew ice
from
block.
the
I
mortuary.
used to chew ice block.
My water has to be from the mortuary. I'm told it's not good. I'm trying.
Well,
I'm trying.
While you're taking water.
Sometimes I do about
It's better than
3
not taking.
liters a day.
Wow.
But for me to get
It
that
has to
3
be cold.
liters, yes, it
That's
has to be
really cold.
But I've actually moved from the ice blocked one
the
To just
normal-
chilled water.
regular fridge.
Yeah.
You know, the other one that is from the room. Once I take it, I feel like I'm taking drugs.
Oh wow!
It's not good.
I totally understand that because I'm with
Wine
you on
is
that.
right.
Yeah.
I used to. I've stopped. I've stopped.
Alright,
Yeah,
so,
seriously.
This person says, does lying a child flat on the leg of a mother's before feeding the child with pap have side effects?
Well, it doesn't necessarily have side effects, but it has dangers while you're doing it because the child could choke on what you're doing.
Definitely.
So it's actually not safe. It's not safe.
All right, somebody is asking, Maureen, I think this will go for you. Yeah, you're going to have to help this person do dietary plan. He says, hi, I'm too thin. I want to add more weight. Please, what can I do? As her name is Patience.
Okay, so Patience, thank you for that question. Okay, so it's amazing how people and their choices, differ. People are delicate.
I'm busy looking for how to lose weight too. Please, Patience, let us
Oh my
exchange.
God! And then this now took me back to when I got married newly. That's some years back. I was very thin.
Wow.
My mom was so worried. Other people get married and they add up, but then you're just dry and you don't look good at all. And it was a problem.
Yes,
So I engaged in a lot of things. I started taking Ergovine, I started taking malt and milk. I was taking all manner of rubbish just to gain some weight. But it didn't happen at the time. So when I now had my first child, I added a bit. Second one I added, and now I'm looking for how to lose all of this weight.
I don't lose anything.
I'm big.
Compared to how she used to be.
I used to be very lanky,
was
like
skinny.
practically. I was skinny, yes, very skinny.
Don't lose that. That's what I say.
So
I think your mom should be happy now.
very happy. But there was a point. At some point, I grew so big that she started complaining. I said, "But that was all what you always wanted."
Moms.
She said, "No, not up. No, you don't look good again." I'm like, because my face was practically not my face. You can't see this nose and everything.
Oh wow,
yeah.
that's so chubby.
So what do you do? You need to tell Patience.
All right, so Patience, what you need to do is, if you're not married, just calm down, please. Get married first. Maybe when you get your first child, you add up weight, but you don't need it truly. You don't need to add
just
any weight.
be healthy.
Just be healthy. Eat healthily. Eat a lot of vegetables. Take a lot of protein. Take carbohydrate, but not too much, because you may want to lose the same weight.
Exactly.
And you won't be able to do that.
Exactly.
So don't kill yourself over anything. People are entitled to their opinion. That's the truth. If you're too thin, they talk about it. If you're big, they talk about it. So just be yourself. Be happy with who
And
you
be
are.
happy. Just be
And then at the
healthy.
end of the day, trust me, you'll be fine.
I think that's a good one. People are entitled to their opinion.
Exactly.
And don't let what we see, whether it be social media.
Yeah, there's some
be
people
just
that,
affect you.
there are people who are just haters. It doesn't matter what you
Yeah,
do, they'll talk
exactly.
about it. So if you're happy, just be happy.
Just be happy.
If you're healthy, be happy, and that's what matters.
That's
you know?
key, actually. If you're healthy.
I don't know if it's actually true, but somebody said your state of mind also
Contributes to
influences
it.
your weight. You know, if you're always bitter, if you're always sad, sometimes it works up your body metabolism and you get to
makes
lose
you
weight
dry.
faster.
Because when you're bitter, you're not able to
adrenaline in
eat
your
well.
system. Yeah, the truth is you
you're
have
not
more
able to.
adrenaline in your system, and then you have more bile
Bitter
being
bile.
excreted. Yes, and then if there's no food in your stomach at the time, then you have digestive juices just burning up the flesh, and then before you know it, you have ulcer. So it becomes difficult to be able to eat, and even when you eat, you
even
lose
sit
most
well.
of the nutrition. You know, so be happy.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. My child is 2 years old and he eats nothing but tea and pap. I've tried many things, but still, what do I do?
She's laughing.
My second son was like that growing up. Anything he eats, he purges. Tea, he will purge. We tried all manner of tea. It didn't work for him. And then pap, he doesn't even take pap. Custard was even washed off, so he didn't like anything at all. So we started feeding him on swallow at an early stage. He liked it, funny enough. Yes, he liked the soup and fish. So sometimes I just do Titus fish for him, and I just feed him only fish and water, and that was what worked for him. But you can imagine him eating fish in the morning, afternoon, and night.
He didn't mind.
So it was he didn't mind actually, but it was a problem for me, carrying fish all over the place. But you just have to find out. There's something that child likes, and it's your duty to find out what that
if
thing
the child
is.
likes pap, like what I tell people, it's not about eating rice, beans, and all that. If I had a child who just preferred to take pap, you know what I did? The same granite I'm talking about, I'll get it, fry it myself, blend it, blend a lot of soya beans inside, blend a lot of crayfish inside, and mix it with the pap. So she takes it and she has about everything
inside.
Then sometimes instead of giving water, I got bone marrow from the market, get crayfish, get vegetable, boil it, drain the water because she won't want to take the vegetable. So I drain the water, put in the feeding bottle, and she drinks it. So she gets about everything.
That is
but you just have to figure that out yourself.
There's always a way of spicing or whatever they want. All right, good morning. I really love your program. I enjoy this beautiful program. You've taught me a whole lot of things. That's Mrs. Folakemi here in Abuja. My time is running off. Let's see if we can quickly take one. Good morning. I really love your program. Please, I need your help. I'm a graduate and I have okay. Let's see. We'll move on to the WhatsApp page and take just one more before we. Listen, the lady in black, her son is like my son who likes pap. All right, thank you very much. You didn't write your name, but that's okay. So that's it. And final words just to our viewers.
Well, I think in life generally it's good to be happy. I have friends that call me the little ray of sunshine, and I think I make their mood better whenever we communicate. You have to make yourself happy to be able to influence the next person.
Definitely. All right.
Thank you.
Just a second or two.
All right. Thank you so much. I would say that opinion, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So don't let what people think or what people perceive about you affect your mood and affect anything about you. Be yourself and be the best you can. Thank you.
Definitely. And in being yourself, remember your health is very important. People are crying. There's COVID-19. There's a whole lot going on, but you can actually do what we say in our place: jump and pass. If you eat well and keep healthy, and that's the injunction for today. I'll see you again next week. Bye.
Thank you.